Many residents are skeptical about the quality of their air, their water, and their land. This despite the EPA giving the all clear signal to return back to their homes. Our next guests on the show have lived in East Palestine for more than 27 years. They built their home there, their chiropractor business there. I do want to welcome Rick and Tammy Chai. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you for having us, Natasha.
And Rick, you were born in East Palestine. Tammy, you've lived there for a long time. How are you both doing? And Rick, specifically, have you experienced any health issues?
It's funny. I was born actually the next town adjacent, but we did a few interviews. I was feeling great just as after the same as before the wreck. But I went and filmed in the creek yesterday, right by our house, and unfortunately, I stayed there like 45 minutes, and I feel like I have strep throat. I burnt the nasal part of my in my chest, and yeah, so that's the first symptoms I had experienced. So I think it was too close to the creek.
Yeah, and we are 2 weeks out from the derailment and the burn. What did you see in the water? What did it look like to you?
I moved some rocks and I actually videoed. There's a milky substance that rises to the surface and it covers the water. So it's seeping into our groundwater. And in fact, Cincinnati, I just heard, shut their water intake down 250 miles away because it's traveling down to the Ohio River. So you can imagine how much spilled here in order for it to make it to Cincinnati.
Tammy, what did you experience that night when you first heard about the train derailment in your town? Did you hear it directly from authorities, or was it really social media?
It was social media for me. We didn't hear it. We were watching TV. We're 2 miles from the derailment site. So that is the far west side of town. And we went to bed, and of course we check our social media, and I noticed that the town was on fire, and I couldn't believe it and didn't think anything of it, but we stayed up for a while, and then there were some rumors going around online that there was vinyl chloride on one of those trains, and we got very concerned. So it was the next day, throughout the day, I only ventured out once or twice with my dogs, and I started to have some scratchy throat. And that lingered on through the weekend until we finally evacuated on Sunday night.
Rick, do you trust what the EPA and other officials are saying in terms of the air being safe and the water being safe?
No. So it's funny that we're told to believe what we say, not what you see. I invite anybody to come over to my house. We'll take a walk down to the creek, and you will see deadly chemicals poisoning the entire area. And we have, we're on the outskirts of town that have wells, private wells. The people in town have municipal water. And the water is near our wells, and I fully expect our wells to be infected, unfortunately.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's going down into other states as well, so it's not just an Ohio problem.
Yeah. Tammy, how is your business in all of this?
Well, we closed for the week of the, what do they call it, a controlled release. It was actually when they bombed our town. Yes, we had to close for several days. And when they brought us back after the evacuation, we thought was rather soon. We did open 2 days after that. And it was not very busy at first, but this week it seems to be getting back to normal. But a lot of people in the town of East Palestine and the surrounding communities like Darlington, where our business is, that smoke plume from that explosion went straight over top of everybody's houses. And those people have dust and toxic chemicals in their homes, and they are not getting any help to get it cleaned. Some of the people in town are getting some cleaning where they come in and spray the walls, and nothing like a hazmat cleaning or a duct cleaning. And people don't have the materials to do that. And no help. And there's nothing like, there should be something like a presser or some kind of place to get information daily, because people are very confused and they don't know who to turn to. And this is a terrifying time.
Terrifying. I absolutely hear you, Tammy. And, Rick, we are hearing that Norfolk Southern is offering $1,000 to residents who are afraid and had to flee their homes, maybe more if they provide receipts. But those two residents that our investigative reporter Rich McHugh are speaking to were having difficulty and were turned away in some cases. Is $1,000 enough?
I can't even answer that. Absolutely no, it's not enough. And there are actually a lot of people that are afraid to take it because they think that they will not be liable if they take the convenience money. It is not enough to, the one thing Norfolk Southern is doing, they told our mayor they cannot leave the crash site to help clean up the creeks and rivers until the crash site is done. And meanwhile, we've got chemicals coming through our creeks and rivers. So I wonder where FEMA maybe relief is to dig up our riverbeds, our creek beds, because the chemicals are just seeping right through. So it's like they think they could multitask. If somebody could come in, maybe.
And do that. And my question is, there are many people in town that are having health issues. And who's paying for it? Or is it out of pocket? I believe so it is. So that needs to be addressed.
It's a crazy situation.
And our soil needs to be addressed.
Yes.
Soil testing, water testing.
We have farming on our road, soybean and corn. Is that going to be able to happen next spring? I don't know.
So many questions. And Rick and Tammy Chai, I certainly appreciate you joining us and sharing a little of what you're experiencing right now, and also wishing you all of the best. I know that it is an evolving situation. The health effects are real and persistent and scary. I'm going to have our bookers give you both my personal email, and I want you to stay in touch and continue to send me what the creek is looking like and what the situation is on the ground. I really appreciate you sharing what you know and what you're seeing with our viewers. Thank you.
Thanks for caring and having us on. We appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Well, hundreds of concerned residents, meanwhile, have contacted